What's up, guys? We are back with a full NBA slate here on Friday, November 8th. We're going to break down every game and look at the bets on the side and over-under, and I'll throw some player props in there in the pinned comment for tomorrow for the national TV game. So buckle up, we have a great video for you tonight. Thursday did not go the way we were seeing, guys. Just finished watching that game, and man, it was pretty bad. I'm not going to say what I really thought. The Ravens should have easily covered that 6.5. They did not. I think they completely deserved to lose that game at the end. Neither one of these teams can play any defense. Very embarrassing stuff out there. We did hit the Timberwolves minus 6.5 last night, so that's a little bit of a positive, but overall, a terrible Thursday. So we're pretty tilted, guys, if you can't tell. If you want to win all of your bets today, hit that like button. It's good luck and shows support for the channel and all the hard work we're putting in every single day. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our daily content. You can now also sign up for a channel membership by clicking the little join button right below the video. Members get exclusive early access to all NFL and college football videos and get their names up on screen just like right now. I really appreciate the support from all of you. Seeing that badge next to your comments absolutely warms my heart. Our videos are sponsored by StumpTheSpread.com. We have a team of experienced cappers over there for every major sport, currently covering NFL, NBA, NCAA football, UFC, NHL, and NCAA basketball. This is one of the best times of the year to be in the mix with so many sports going on. Click the link in the description if you're interested in signing up, and also to join our free email list to get the occasional free or premium pick straight to your inbox. Comment below with any bets you're looking at today, and we will give you our best advice on all of them. We are committed to responding to every single comment every day, so let us know anything you want to say about my picks, these videos, or anything you see here. As always, our favorite picks will be in the pinned comment down below. Now let's get into game one, guys. We have the Indiana Pacers going on the road to take on the Charlotte Hornets. The Pacers come into this game fresh off of a 118-111 win there over the Orlando Magic, a win that earned us a push there as we had the Pacers at -7. A decent game by them, not awful. They get a win, albeit against a short-handed Orlando Magic team. We saw good stuff there from the bench, generally speaking. I mean, Walker and McConnell both playing well there, combined 4 for 4 from long range, so they'll definitely take that. The Pacers needed every bit of that 46% shooting night from three-point range. We saw Mathurin have a big night, getting to the free throw line 14 times and having 11 rebounds, so pretty crazy stuff there. Siakam, not his best shooting night. We saw Halliburton shoot the ball pretty well. He only had 4 assists in the game, so kind of a weird night for the Pacers. They're going to be coming into this game still a little bit banged up. Neesmith going to be out for this one. Nembhard currently on the injury report as well, guys. TJ McConnell on the injury report. Additionally, Nembhard, guys, he is dealing with a knee issue. He's probable for this game, so I think we'll see him play. McConnell, he's listed as questionable with an illness. He's a pretty tough guy. I think we see him available for this game, so we'll see what they can do here going up against the Charlotte Hornets, who come into this game 3-5 on the season, fresh off of a 108-107 win there over the Detroit Pistons. A pretty cool game there if you're a Hornets fan. Clutch stuff there at the end from Brandon Miller, so they'll definitely take that. A crazy putback, crazy end to that game. A game that could have obviously gone either way. Ball had a great game. Bridges had a very good game. Brandon Miller playing better here as he comes back from injury. We saw good stuff from Grant Williams, of all people. He scored 12 points off the bench and posted a +9. The Hornets shot 31.8% from three-point range. Not a great night. They did do okay on the boards against Detroit, something I would have been a little bit concerned about. In terms of their injury report, we see Brandon Miller on there. He's listed as day-to-day. Miles Bridges is listed as out for this game, and Grant Williams is on the injury report as well. Brandon Miller, he's probable. That right shoulder, I think he's going to be fine, though. I expect to see him play in this game. Bridges, he's going to miss at least 2 weeks there with that bone bruise in his right knee, so that is not going to be too much fun there for Charlotte missing him. Grant Williams, he's going to be playing this one. Lower back soreness. Not shocked that somebody like Grant Williams has lower back soreness. So we'll see how things go. Looking at the numbers for this one, guys, the Hornets are getting 6.5 points here playing at home. We got an over-under of 234. The Pacers, they're 5-3 against the spread. They're 6-2 to the over. Charlotte, 4-4 against the spread and 6-2 to the under. Guys, I think this is a spot we probably want to lean a bit towards the Pacers here. I know they're a little bit banged up, but I don't think it's anything too serious. I think guys like Siakam can make things pretty tough on guys like Ball, and just generally speaking, I don't expect Brandon Miller to have a crazy game until he comes back. And this is a letdown spot for a Hornets team that's coming off of a last-second win. So definitely give me the Pacers here on the road, and they're 5-3 against the spread this season. Seems reasonable to me. In terms of that over/under of 234, sliding slightly towards the over, but not a big over-under game in my opinion. Next on the docket, guys, we have the Atlanta Hawks. They're going on the road to take on the Detroit Pistons. The Hawks are 4-5 on the season, guys, coming off a 121-116 win there over the New York Knicks. Ricochet looked nuts in that game. Big props to him. Well played, young man. A good game for sure. But yeah, can we expect him to continue doing that? I don't know, but it was pretty nuts to see him go out and put up 33 points. Johnson had a big game. Trae Young still kind of struggling to find a shot. He did post a +6 and scored 23 points, but it wasn't incredible out there. The Hawks bench continues to struggle a little bit. I mean, Matthews was okay, but yeah, 15 of 38 from three-point range. That'll definitely help. They had a 7 rebound edge there over the Knicks, which is kind of embarrassing there for the Knicks and pretty impressive there for the Hawks. So we'll see what they can do in this game. They're relatively healthy in terms of starters, but yeah, Bufkin, he's out, Bogdanovich still out, and DeAndre Hunter all listed as out for this game. So definitely not a full strength Atlanta Hawks here as they go on the road to take on the Pistons, who come into this game 3-6 on the season, fresh off a big letdown there in that last second loss. They had won 2 in a row coming into that game, and yeah, it was a close one down the stretch, but not able to pull out the win there. If they had been able to pull out the win, the story of that game would have been Cade Cunningham putting up a triple-double with 21 points, 10 boards, and 10 assists. The Detroit Pistons just not having They just couldn't close it out there at the end of the game. They couldn't get to the free throw line, only 5 of 9 from the free throw line. Not a ton of free throws in that game, generally speaking, but it also didn't help that the Pistons shot only 10 of 32 there from long range. In terms of their injury report, guys, we see Jalen Duren on there, a little bit concerned about his status for this game, but he's technically doubtful for this one with an ankle injury, so seems unlikely we're going to see Jalen Duren out there, and that is not a huge loss, but definitely a significant loss there. More minutes from Isaiah Stewart, though, I don't think is the end of the world here. So looking at the numbers for this game, basically a coin flip. The Pistons are getting 1 point here playing at home. We've got an over-under of 226.5. Atlanta only 2-7 against the spread, 8-1 to the over. That's an NBA best to the over mark. Detroit 5-4 against the spread and 7-2 to the under. That's an NBA best to the under. Guys, we've got a team coming off of a big win there. I mean, the Hawks getting that win over the Knicks, and we've got a team coming off a very tough loss. Go ahead and give me the Pistons here as a very slight lean at +1. I think they find a way here playing at home against a Hawks team that's definitely in for something of a letdown in terms of the over-under of 226.5. Obviously, we've got very mixed trends. One team's a huge over team, one team's a huge under team. I'm going to slide just slightly here with the under because I think the Hawks are going to struggle, generally speaking, so that's going to lead to a lower scoring game, and I think the Hawks are, a little bit due for a lower scoring game anyway, so give me a little bit of a lean towards that under. Hey guys, jumping in here with a quick ad break. This is a great time to sign up at stumpthespread.com. Signing up for a premium membership gets you access to our entire team of cappers covering NFL, college football, NBA, NHL, UFC, and NCAA basketball, which is just starting up and has been one of our most profitable sports over the years. We make things extremely easy for you with pick notifications directly to your phone and unit sizes assigned to each play so you can see where our confidence level is on every individual matchup. To test out the service before you buy, join our free email list to get the occasional free or premium pick straight to your inbox. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you're new, and also if you want to experience peer-to-peer sports betting while paying almost zero juice, click the link in the description to sign up at BetOpenly.com. Now, guys, back to the games. Moving right along here, guys, we're looking at the New Orleans Pelicans going on the road to take on the Orlando Magic. The Pelicans come into this game 3-6 on the season, straight up not having a good time, losers of their last 3 in a row. They just lost against Cleveland 131-122, so a very high-scoring game, but not a game that was going to end in favor of the Pelicans there, guys. They didn't have a lot of answers for guys like Donovan Mitchell. Not a huge shock there. Karis LeVert had a big game off the bench against them. We did see Zion have a big game, 9 of 18 from the field, 11 of 13 from the free throw line. He posted 29 points, but a -3. Brandon Ingram did not shoot the ball particularly well, although he did have 20 points. Jose Alvarado went bonkers out there, guys. 7 of 7 from three-point range for 27 points for him, but all of that added up to a tough loss. The Pelicans lost that game despite shooting 48% from the three-point line. They got crushed on the board, so yeah, definitely plenty of reason for concern here for the New Orleans Pelicans. They are straight up not having a great time right now. They're going to be without Jordan Hawkins for this game. Zion's listed as day-to-day, obviously going to be without CJ McCollum still for a while here. Zion's dealing with a sore left hamstring, so I think there's a very very reasonable chance he misses this game. They are not going to be wanting to mess around with a hamstring injury on their star player this early in the season. So we'll see what the Pelicans can do here as they go on the road to take on the Orlando Magic, who come into this one 3-6 on the season. Another team that's going to be missing their star player, Paolo Banchero, going to be out for this game. Obviously, still, they've now lost 5 in a row, albeit against some pretty tough opponents. I guess that loss at the Bulls doesn't really qualify for that, but a 118-111 loss against the Indiana Pacers their last time out. Definitely not a horrible loss, especially given, they're without their best player. We saw Franz Wagner do everything he could. He put up 28 points in the loss. The bench was actually very good. Mo Wagner put up 14 points. We saw Black put up 12 points, but shooting only 7 of 25 from three-point range. It's going to be really tough to win an NBA game when you do that, especially against a high-paced offensive team like the Pacers. Orlando couldn't defend the three-point line against Indiana. That's going to lead to a lot of losses. The Pacers, they're going to be without Wendell Carter Jr. in this game. Obviously going to be without Paolo Banchero still, so we'll see what they're able to do. Looking at the numbers for this game, guys, the odds makers love the Magic here. They're -4.5. We've got an over-under of 214.5. New Orleans only 2-7 against the spread, 6-2-1 to the over. Orlando 2-7 against the spread and 6-3 to the over this season. Neither team's very good against the spread, guys. I'm leaning a bit towards the Orlando Magic here at -4.5 since it looks very unlikely that Zion will play in this game. Obviously, stay up to date. Keep checking those injury reports. Keep checking that pinned comment to see if I've changed anything there, but I do think we're going to want to lean towards the Orlando Magic in this game. And in terms of that over-under of only 214.5, I do want to lean just maybe a hair towards the over in this game, just based on the trends of these teams. Even if they're super banged up, I think that, production's going to get made up for somehow. So, yeah, slight lean towards the Magic and slight lean towards that over. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Brooklyn Nets. They're going on the road to take on the Boston Celtics. The Nets are 4-4 on the season. They come into this game fresh off a 106-104 win there over the Memphis Grizzlies, a team they've already beaten twice this season. It's been a kind of interesting year so far for the Nets. Obviously, they're looking like a little bit of a one-man show being led there by Cam Thomas, but he kind of, continues to put up solid numbers. He did have a bit of a down game, but Schroeder stepped up. We saw Cam Johnson step up in a big way. They each scored 20 points. The bench actually looked pretty good. The Nets managed to win that game despite shooting only 36% from three-point range, which isn't terrible, but also not great. They got out rebounded 44-37, so a very gutsy game there for them to be able to take down Ja Morant, but obviously it was not anywhere close to the full-strength Memphis Grizzlies. But regardless, got to give the Nets credit for getting a gritty 106-104 win there their last time out. In terms of their injury report, guys, Noah Clowney listed as day-to-day. Obviously, Bojan Bogdanovic, he's not going to be playing. He's not back yet, but other than that, a relatively clean bill of health here for the Brooklyn Nets. So we'll see what they can do here going on the road to take on the Boston Celtics, who are going to be extremely motivated after falling to 7-2 thanks to a 118-112 loss there to the Golden State Warriors. The Celtics just did not have a lot of answers there for Curry in the second half. A great game there by the Warriors, who shot 41.2% from three-point range. The Celtics actually made 19 threes in the game, but only shot 35.2% from deep. Tatum managed to get to 32 points in the game. Derek White had 26 points. He was 7 of 16 there from three-point range, but yeah, I mean, even Pritchard putting up 16 points off the bench, just not enough. They definitely were missing Jaylen Brown in this game. So we'll see if they can bounce back here a little bit. They're not going to have Jaylen Brown for this one either. He is still out. I mean, yeah, the guy is currently continuing to deal with that hip issue. We're not sure when he's going to be back, but we are sure it's not going to be for this game. So looking at the numbers for this one, we see the Celtics are -13.5 in this one. We've got an over-under of 226.5. Brooklyn only 6-2 against the spread this season. So yeah, not bad at all. They're 4-4 to the over-under. Boston 5-4 against the spread. They are also 5-4 to the under. Guys, I do think we're going to see a very motivated Celtics team here. And I mean, at -13.5, they'd have to be really motivated to come out and get that blowout win. Over the course of the season, I mean, how many times have we seen them win games by that many points? It's not going to be 0, guys. It's going to be a few. I mean, they blew out the Knicks on opening night, then they blew out the Wizards, a close game against Detroit, a kind of close game there against Milwaukee, a loss against the Pacers. Not quite enough. Yeah, it just seems a bit tough. I mean, they did blow out the Atlanta Hawks, and they are in a bounce-back spot coming off that loss, so I wouldn't blame you for taking the Celtics here at -13.5, but not really a spot that I have a ton of interest in. And in terms of that total of 226.5, I think you definitely want to take a little bit of a look at the over in this game. Jumping in with our first ever sportsbook ad, guys, and I am super excited to tell you about BetOpenly. They are unlike any regular sportsbook out there. Their whole goal is to facilitate peer-to-peer betting, so instead of them having a vested interest interest in you winning or losing your bet. They just want to match you up with a real person who wants the opposite side. At BetOpenly, you will be paying drastically reduced juice on your bets, close to 1% instead of the 10% you would pay at any of the big guys. Not having to fight that built-in house edge sounds pretty great to me. BetOpenly supports all your favorite bets, including props and parlays, and get this, guys, you can even be the house on parlays, meaning you only need a single leg to win to cash your bet. Most importantly, BetOpenly will never limit your account for being a consistent winner, which is something that happens all the time on the bigger sites. If you're interested in signing up, click the referral link in the description of this video and let's cash some bets. Now, guys, back to the games. Next on the docket, guys, we got one of the most intriguing games on the schedule. We've got the Golden State Warriors going on the road to take on the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Warriors come into this game 7-1 on the season, off to a sizzling start. Everybody is just drastically overreacting to their win over the Boston Celtics, who didn't have their second best player. Obviously, it's still a nice win there for the Warriors. Obviously, they're still playing some great basketball at the moment. I mean, I'm a Warriors fan, guys, don't get me wrong. I'm a Steph Curry fan. But regardless, I don't think we need to be freaking out quite so hard about the Golden State Warriors. I mean, we did see good stuff from Curry. We saw great stuff from the bench. Buddy Hield continues to shoot the lights out. The Warriors played great. They dominated on the boards against Boston, which is impressive as well. But this team still, still playing a super deep rotation. Lots of positives about the Warriors right now, guys. Lots of positives. But just because they beat the Boston Celtics without Jaylen Brown does not mean it's time to completely freak out here. The Warriors are coming into this game relatively decent bill of health. I mean, Draymond Green and Podziemski are both on the injury report right now. Draymond, he's listed as questionable with a right knee contusion. I think there's a pretty good chance we see him play in this game. Brandon Podziemski still dealing with that illness, guys. He's questionable for this game. We've got the flus just sweeping through the NBA right now. So we'll see if they both play. Gonna want to keep a very close eye on the injury report because that's a huge deal. If Draymond sits this game out, that changes everything immediately. So we'll see what the Warriors can do here, going on the road to take on the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are 9-0 to start the season. They've been looking great out there. They're coming off a 131-122 win at the Pelicans, which obviously they didn't play the best defense there. You shouldn't be giving up 122 points against the New Orleans Pelicans, but hey, a win is a win. We saw great stuff from Donovan Mitchell. Garland had a good day shooting the ball. Jared Allen continues to be a menace in there. 16 points, 14 rebounds for him. And as a team, guys, the Cavaliers continue to shoot the ball extremely well, making 48.6% of their three-point shots. They also managed to dominate on the boards, albeit against the shorthanded Pelicans, but still a very good win there for the Cavaliers. In terms of their injury report, we see Dean Wade on there. He's listed as day-to-day, technically. Right now, it's looking like he's, one of those guys dealing with that illness right now, questionable to play in this game. So look at the numbers. The Cavaliers are -4 for this game. We've got an over-under of 229.5. Golden State 7-1 against the spread, 5-3 to the over. Cleveland 8-1 against the spread, 6-3 to the over as well. Guys, I definitely think this is a good spot to take a look at the over here. I think we're going to see tons of offense in this game. Both teams love to shoot it. Neither team has amazing perimeter defense, so definitely think we're going to see plenty of offense out there. So yeah, the over is probably my favorite play in this game. If you want my opinion on the against the spread number, I'm probably leaning slightly here towards the Cleveland Cavaliers at -4. Definitely going to want to wait and see, get some clarity on the Draymond situation and maybe even the Podziemski situation. Honestly, a guy or two being out for the Warriors kind of shortens that insanely deep rotation and maybe makes things a little bit easier for Steve Kerr. So we'll see how things shake out over the course of the day for this game. But right now, leaning towards the Cavaliers -4 and leaning towards that over. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Milwaukee Bucks. They're going on the road to take on the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden. The Bucks come into this game only 2-6 on the season. They are not having a great time, but they did just get a 123-100 win last night over the Utah Jazz. That game was very close for quite some time before the Bucks eventually pulled away there in the fourth quarter. So I guess credit to them. I would also say it was a little bit of a collapse there by the Utah Jazz, getting obliterated in the third quarter and also losing the fourth quarter pretty convincingly. So yeah, not a great look. Markkanen only played 29 minutes, clearly wasn't himself out there, only scored 8 points. So yeah, I feel like we got a little bit led astray there by the fact that he was playing in this game. But Jordan Clarkson had a big game. But regardless, guys, the Bucks played well. I mean, Giannis had a huge day, putting up 31 points. Dame put up 34 points. The bench looked a little bit better. And overall, guys, Milwaukee won this game because they shot 42.9% from three-point range and held their own on the glass. So definitely something positive to point to for the Milwaukee Bucks, who have been straight up not having a good time. Chris Middleton not going to be back for this game yet. I don't really expect Milwaukee to be resting anybody here, as they, are kind of have to be in desperation mode to kind of get things turned around for their season. So I'm expecting them to be playing everyone as they go on the road here to take on the New York Knicks, who are 3-4 on the season, fresh off of another loss, guys. They just lost at the Atlanta Hawks 121-116. Things not looking all sunshine and rainbows here for this New York Knicks team that was supposed to be so good. Looking super questionable that they blew things up here. I mean, Cat had a huge night, 34 points, but he posted a -12 out there. He had 34 points and 16 rebounds, still a -12. Not a great look. Brunson shot the ball better. That's nice. The Knicks lost this game, guys. They lost this game by 5 points despite shooting 22 of 47 from three-point range. That is 46.8% from deep. They they got beat on the boards by a little bit, so that's not a great look. I know this isn't a full-strength team right now. They're missing a couple of very important guys, but man, I am concerned right now for the New York Knicks. Maybe everybody comes back. Maybe that concern goes away later, but I'm a little bit worried here about the Knicks. So we'll see what they can do in this game. The injury report for them looking pretty much as you would expect. Achua still out. Robinson still out. Campaign day-to-day. Don't really care about him. Generally, though, the Knicks are exactly where they've been so far this season. So we'll see what they can do here. They are catching the Bucks a little bit tired here, playing on back-to-back nights, but I think the Bucks are going to be pretty pumped up for this game. I could be wrong. I mean, we did see, Giannis play 30 minutes. Dame played 37 minutes last night, and they're both getting a little bit older, so maybe they're not going to be ready to go nuts. But in general, guys, I'm leaning a little bit towards the Bucks here at +7. Gonna have to wait throughout the day and see if we get any updates or anything like that, but I do think it's early enough in the season. Milwaukee should be all right. I mean, they played last night at home, and they had to go from Milwaukee to New York. That's not a crazy trip. In terms of that over-under of 227, definitely looking a bit towards the over. I mean, neither team has big trends pointing to either way, so just a slight lean in this one towards the Bucks in the points and the over. On to our first nationally televised game of the night, guys. We've got the Phoenix Suns going on the road to take on the Dallas Mavericks on ESPN. The Suns come into this game 7-1 on the season, so off to a very good start there. They just got a 115-112 win over the Miami Heat, so obviously a very, very close win, but hey, they'll take it. They've been winning a lot of close games, guys. They won a 6-point game there over Portland, a 2-point game over the Philadelphia 76ers, and then winning by 3 points there against the Heat. So the Suns definitely a team to watch out for, playing some very, very close games. No doubt about that. I mean, in that win over the Miami Heat, we continue to just see Kevin Durant look amazing. 32 points for him in the win. They really had no answers for him there on the Heat. Booker had a good night, 22 points there. Grayson Allen seems like he's finding his shot. He put up 12 points off the bench. And just in general, guys, this team shot the ball very well. 42% from deep. They edged out the Heat there on the board. So good stuff there for the Suns. They'll be hoping to replicate that here going up against the Mavs, who are now 5-3 on the season. They're coming off of a 119-99 win there over the Chicago Bulls. So yeah, positive stuff there for the Mavs for sure. They come into this one. I mean, yeah, that win over the Bulls, obviously a game you expect the Mavs to win, but they played really well out there. We saw Luka have a huge night, 27 points. He posted a +35 out there. Kyrie kind of taking a back seat. He was 7-11 from the field, so good things there, but didn't really have to exert himself, or go too crazy. Clay had 13 points, 5 of 10 from the field, only played 25 minutes, and we saw some good things off the bench. So yeah, a pretty easy night there for the Mavs, who come into this one with a PJ Washington still going to be out there. That's definitely a concern. Derek Lively still out. PJ Washington, he's going to be out for this one for sure with that knee issue, and Derek Lively, yeah, reportedly will not play here, still trying to get back from that shoulder injury. So not going to be the full strength Mavs here. Dallas is -3 in this game. We've got an over-under of 229. Phoenix 2-6 against the spread, 5-3 to the over. Dallas 4-4 against the spread, and 5-3 to the under. Guys, I definitely think this is a spot you want to look at the Phoenix Suns. The Mavs are not healthy for this game. The Suns are getting 3 points, and they've been playing all these super close games. So hey, getting an extra 3-pointer in there makes this look even better. Give me the Phoenix Suns in this game for sure. In terms of the over-under of 229, I'm leaning a bit here towards the over, but that's not a play that I'm super interested in, guys. I really just like the Suns in this spot. Next on the docket, guys, we're looking at the Washington Wizards going on the road to take on the Memphis Grizzlies. The Wizards are 2-4 this season. They come into this game fresh off of getting, I'm not going to say exactly the doors blown off of them, but they lost 125-112 against the Golden State Warriors. So not an amazing night, obviously. Washington's 2 wins this season have both came against the Atlanta Hawks, so that's a little bit weird. We did see them kind of try and put up a fight there against the Warriors, but yeah, just not enough in the tank, guys. Poole had a decent game, putting up 24 points, but still was a -9 out there. Carrington was -15, so yeah, just not a great time out there. Not a team that I really expect to do a lot of positive things this season. In terms of their injury report, Kuzma still listed as out, so until he comes back, I'm not really going to be that interested in, being on the Wizards here in a major way as they go on the road to take on the Memphis Grizzlies, who are 5-4 on the season, guys. They come into this game fresh off of a very nice 131-114 win there over the Los Angeles Lakers. So a very nice win there. We saw Ja and LeBron going back and forth. That was a little bit weird. I don't know if LeBron really wants to be antagonizing people like that, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, didn't have a great result there in the win, guys. Ja going nuts. No shocker there. A fantastic night for him. 20 points from Ja, 20 points from Wells, 20 points from Jaren Jackson Jr., and we saw the Grizzlies shoot 50% from three-point range. They destroyed the Lakers on the boards. That was a huge deal. So up and down, guys, a very good day for the Grizzlies, albeit against a Lakers team that didn't have Anthony Davis, who was supposedly going to play in the game, and then at the end eventually did not. So that was pretty tilting, but we'll see what they can do in this one, guys. The Grizzlies are -4.5. We've got an over-under of 227.5. Washington 2-4 against the spread, 4-2 to the over. Memphis 4-5 against the spread, and 6-3 to the over. So first up, guys, I like over 227.5 a lot. I think that's a very good spot in this game, but I also like the Grizzlies to back up that win against the Lakers with a big win here against the Washington Wizards. I think the Grizzlies will be more than happy to get a nice blowout win in this one. Could win this one by double digits, but I think they easily win it by 5. Jump on that number quick, guys. It just came out, and you're going to want to get in on that early value. Next up, guys, we've got the Houston Rockets. They're going on the road to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Rockets are 5-3 on the season. They didn't get off to the smoothest start, but they've looked a lot better recently. They just won 127-100 there against the San Antonio Spurs, who have not been having a great time, so it's not the most impressive win, but still good stuff, guys. A 27-point win over an NBA opponent is not terrible. VanVleet and Green both looked great in the game. Alperen Sengun didn't really have to go too crazy, but still posted a +13, and we didn't even see the Rocket starters have to play anywhere close to their full increment of minutes. So very good stuff there from Houston. Their injury report's looking great. Steven Adams is the only one on there, and he is possible to play in this game. So they're looking good here, going on the road to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are 7-1 on the season, fresh off of that 124-122 loss there against the Denver Nuggets. The Thunder were in control of this game, but eventually gave it away there in the second half. They lost the third quarter by 11. They lost the fourth quarter by 2, and that was all it took, guys. I mean, they just did not have any answers there for Christian Brown. They didn't have any answers for Westbrook, who put up 29 points. Jokic had a massive day, 20 rebounds and 16 assists to go along with his 23 points. Yeah, this was a Denver Nuggets team that didn't even have Aaron Gordon. What is going on there for the Thunder? They lost this game despite shooting 40% from three-point range. Things are looking concerning. They need an actual big man that can defend against other big men. I'm a big Chet Holmgren fan, guys, but he is not big enough physically, like big, wide. He's tall enough, but just not big enough to guard players like Jokic or any other big center. So definitely reason for concern here for the Thunder. Their injury report's looking pretty good. Obviously, Hartenstein not back yet. Jalen Williams still not back yet. So once those guys are back, that problem could solve itself. But right now, it is still a glaring issue. And looking at the numbers for this game, guys, the Thunder are -8.5. We've got an over-under of 218.5. So not a massive number out there by any stretch of the imagination. Looking at the trends, Houston 5-3 against the spread, 5-3 to the under. OKC 6-2 against the spread, and 5-3 to the under as well. Guys, I don't know if I love this under of 218.5. Both teams showing trends towards it, so I don't hate it, but I definitely like the Houston Rockets here +8.5. I think they find a way to keep this game close here playing on the road. I don't think that's going to be a huge problem. And the Thunder, while they're going to be extra motivated, I don't know if this is the best matchup for them. Once again, I think Sengun can do some positive things there against Chet in terms of just distributing the ball and even scoring himself. And I like the way the Rockets are playing right now. So go ahead and give me Houston here at +8.5. Moving right along here, guys, we've got the Portland Trailblazers going on the road to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Trailblazers come into this game 3-6 on the season, fresh off a 118-105 loss there at San Antonio. So not a great look in that game, guys. Obviously, Portland not a team with super high expectations this season, but still, you would have thought they could do a little bit better against a floundering Spurs team, but they did not, guys. They didn't get the work done on the glass. We saw decent stuff from Jeremy Grant, but he posted a -16 in addition to his 21 points. And yeah, Anthony Simons 19, but a -14 himself. Aiden doing some positive stuff, guys. 21 points, 10 rebounds, but a -4 for him as well. And the bench had a terrible night there for the Blazers. So we're going to be seeing if they can bounce back here going to Minnesota. They've got a clean bill of health, so that's got to help here at least a little bit. But they're taking on a solid opponent there in the Timberwolves, who are 5-3 on the season. But they're a team with a lot of moving parts right now, despite coming off back-to-back wins. Portland played last night at San Antonio. Minnesota played last night in Chicago. So yeah, both teams having to put some travel together for this game. The Timberwolves are huge favorites, and it makes sense, obviously, given the talent that's on this roster. But it hasn't been smooth sailing really for Minnesota. I mean, I know they're coming off a kind of blowout win, a 16-point win there over the Bulls, but I'm not really going to freak out about that too much. Randall had a big night. Anthony Edwards had a big night, 33 points for him, but he played 35 minutes. Julius Randle played 35 minutes. Like, this team logged some heavy minutes here, and now they have to go, travel back home, and then they're huge favorites against a Portland team that, is coming off a really weak performance. So this is a tough game, honestly. If you're forcing me to bet a side in this one, I side slightly here towards the Trailblazers +12, but I definitely think you want to be on over 221.5, guys. Portland 5-2-1 against the spread. They're a slight under team, no real significant trends there. Minnesota's only 2-5 against the spread this season. They play close games when they really shouldn't a lot of the time. So yeah, go ahead and give me the Trailblazers here at +12. It's a very small lean though. I like the over much, much better. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Miami Heat. They're going on the road here to take on the Denver Nuggets. The Heat come into this game 3-4 in the season, fresh off a tough 115-112 loss there at the Phoenix Suns. Yeah, a very close loss. Their last couple of losses have been very, very competitive, very, very close, but we have yet to see the Heat get a win this season against a good team. Are the Denver Nuggets a good team? That kind of remains to be seen. Hero had another monster game, guys, putting up 28 points and a +5 there. Rozier struggled from the field shooting, but still was a +10, but yeah, the bench just didn't really get it done, guys. Alec Burks having a bad night. I mean, Highsmith had a great game off the bench. Duncan Robinson scored 9 points off the bench, but yeah, they just didn't have enough answers out there for Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. I mean, that's a pretty tall task, don't get me wrong, but yeah, just a rough game. Jimmy Butler, not insane, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, not going nuts out there. There's starting to be question marks about whether or not Father Time might be catching up with Jimmy Butler, but we'll see what they can do here going up against the Denver Nuggets. In terms of their injury report, guys, Miami still going to be missing Kevin Love. Jaime Jaquez Jr. has a chance to play in this game, guys. He's currently listed as questionable due to conditioning, so I think if we do see him, it'll be in limited minutes, but even a few minutes out there can definitely help this bench unit. So we'll see what they can do against the Nuggets. They come into this game fresh off a nice 124-122 win there over the Thunder. Obviously, Aaron Gordon going to be out for multiple weeks with that right calf strain is bad news, guys, but this team still has put together a 3-game winning streak. 2 of those 3 games were 2-point games, don't get me wrong, but they did blow out the Utah Jazz once. They've won 4 out of their last 5, or 5 out of their last 6. Suddenly, things aren't looking quite so bleak there for the Denver Nuggets. Obviously, not the healthiest right now with Jamal Murray still out and Aaron Gordon out. Yeah, Gordon going to be out for a while. Jamal Murray still dealing with that concussion. He's listed as questionable for this game, but kind of feels like a long shot that he's going to play, but definitely going to want to keep an eye on that, because if he does end up playing, taking the Nuggets here at -4 makes a ton of sense. Miami 3-4 against the spread, 4-3 to the under. Denver 3-5 against the spread, and 6-2 to the over. I definitely think you want to be taking a look at the over in this game, over 218.5. I do expect Jokic to have a good night. I'm expecting Denver's bench to continue to play well. I think we'll see, Russell Westbrook maybe continue to play well, especially if he gets to be in that starting role. So definitely think the over 218.5 is in play in this game. I also like the Nuggets here at -4, but I'm not falling in love with any of this until I see an updated injury report. Next on the docket, guys, we've got our other nationally televised game. We got the Philadelphia 76ers going on the road to take on the Los Angeles Lakers there on ESPN. We'll see what we get here from the 76ers. They've been all over the place, guys, and mostly just losing. They are only 1-6 on the season, off to a disaster start. They just lost 110-98 in what was supposed to be a Paul George revenge game there at the Clippers, but yeah, not much revenge to be had bad, losing 110-98. Although Paul George did play really well in that game, so got to give him some credit. But they've now lost 4 in a row. Obviously, this has been a very rough start. All the Embiid drama going on. He's not, hasn't even played a game this season yet. So we'll see how that goes. The starters didn't look completely, horrible, I guess. But yeah, just not a very good shooting night. Only 28% from 3 there against the Clippers. And yeah, just not a team that's going to be good until they have their MVP, Joel Embiid. That's a fraudulent MVP right there, though, guys. You can quote me on that one. He should not have won the MVP there. But anyway, I digress. Looking at their injury report for this game, guys, shocker of the century, we see Embiid's probably going to be out. And more importantly, guys, we see Tyrese Maxey. He's going to be out for this game. He's currently dealing with a right hamstring strain. Going to be reevaluated in 1 week. I would not be looking to rush him back. Go ahead and lose these games until Embiid comes back. You're not going to win him anyway. And if you end up with some sort of severe hamstring injury there for Maxey, your season is freaking over. So we'll see what they can do here. Obviously, Embiid is still going to be out there. He's apparently going to start against the Knicks on Tuesday following the conclusion of his 3-game suspension there for shoving that reporter. I don't really fault the guy too much for shoving that reporter, but I do fault him for playing in the Olympics and not being able to come into the beginning of the season healthy. But whatever, guys. I'm not piling on here. It's been a weird season so far for the 76ers. The Lakers come into this game 4-4 in the season. AD trolled us there and didn't end up playing. Apparently, he's dealing with a nagging foot injury. But yeah, it was looking like he was going to play there against Memphis, and then he did not suit up. So that was pretty devastating for us. Pretty devastating for the Lakers. LeBron tried to talk trash there to Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies, who were at not even full strength for this game. Actually, that did not go great. LeBron had a big game, guys. He played great, 39 points. But yeah, even if you have LeBron scoring 39 points and you're still losing by 17 there as the Lakers, you have to be very ready to push the alarm button. Actually, a solid night there for Cam Reddish coming off the bench. It would be interesting to see if they can play him more, but overall, not a great night there for the Lakers. So we'll see what they can do here in a kind of a bounce back spot. We've got Anthony Davis and Rui Hachimura both on the injury report. We'll see if Anthony Davis can suit up for this game. He's technically probable for this one. He was probable for the other one, though, so we'll see what happens there. Rui Hachimura dealing with that illness that's sweeping through the NBA. He's questionable for this game. Looking at the numbers, guys, the Lakers are -8 in this one, and going up against a decimated Philadelphia 76ers team, that makes some sense to me. We've got an over-under of 224 out there. The 76ers are only 2-5 against the spread this season. They are 5-2 to the over. The Lakers are 4-4 against the spread and 5-3 to the over themselves. Guys, I think over 224, definitely live in this game. No doubt about that. I also think you might want to take a look at the Lakers -8 here. There's just not a lot of good scoring options there for the 76ers. And while they might be able to put up some points here against the Lakers team that's not amazing on defense, if Anthony Davis plays in this game, you want to pound it there on the Lakers -8. Last but not least here, guys, we've got the LA Clippers. They're going on the road to take on the Sacramento Kings in our last game of the day. The Clippers come into this one 4-4 in the season, a team that's been slightly better than projected, although maybe a little bit of favorable scheduling there. I mean, they do have a nice win over the Warriors, but that was a game where Steph got hurt. So yeah, some positives, some negatives. A 110-98 win there over the 76ers the last time out. Nice stuff in that one, no doubt about it. We saw a big game from Norman Powell. He's been playing out of his mind to start the season. Zubac had another nice game. Harden did some positive things out there. He continues to do a good job of running this offense, although he did have 6 turnovers in that game and 6 assists, so not great. But the bench picked up the slack. Coffee looked good off the bench. Dunn playing great. The Clippers shot 42.9% from three-point range. That helps a lot, but they only had 29 rebounds in the game. It wasn't a ton of possessions in that game, so we'll cut them a little bit of slack there. But overall, a nice win for the Clippers, no doubt about that. They come into this game relatively healthy, I'll say. I mean, yeah, not a crazy amount of injury concerns there. Mo Bamba's still out, but other than that, Kawhi still dealing with whatever is going on with him. But yeah, gonna be basically the full strength LA Clippers, at least in their current iteration here, as they go on the road to take on the Sacramento Kings, who are now 5-3 on the season. DeRozan's absolutely killing out there. He was just great against the Toronto Raptors in a 122-107 win. The Kings haven't had the most success against good teams this season. I mean, the best team that they've beat this year is probably the Miami Heat, with also, they've got losses against the Lakers, the Timberwolves in there, one loss against Toronto. So, yeah, we'll see what they can do out there in this one. They're fully healthy coming into this game. Orlando Robinson and Devin Carter being out, not something I care about. But, yeah, we're expecting to see good stuff there from Fox, good stuff from DeRozan. He continues to kill out there. You've got Malik Monk coming off the bench. That has to be a pretty good feeling. And Sabonis has been having another good season. So, looking at the numbers of this game, we see the Kings are -6 here. We've got an over-under of 225. The Clippers, 5-3 against the spread, 5-3 5-3 to the under. The Sacramento Kings 4-3-1 against the spread and 4-4 to that over/under. Guys, this is a tough one. I can't really figure out what's going on, what I like or dislike here with the Clippers. I want to take the Kings here at -6, but I don't know if I can. This will probably be a very close game, so go ahead and give me the Clippers here at +6 as a super small lean and maybe just a little taste there of over 225. That's all the games we have for today, guys. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. Thanks for watching. You can click the link in the description to check out stumpthespread.com, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for more sports betting action.